All right, we're live. I've streamed this to everything that I own. Isn't very much, but we're getting there. We got
You
some
want me to?
trickling in. Just
You
do
want
some
me to get on
sharing.
and blast this out too?
Start sharing it. It's live. Just start sharing it.
I got you.
Welcome to those of you who are early. Um, we appreciate that. We're just waiting for a few people to jump on. We just went live, and we're just waiting for some shares to happen.
Tanner, how about you? I'm excited.
I'm fired up, man. I'm fired up.
I'm pretty
Hold
fired
on,
up.
hold on. They gave me this option here to play some music while we wait. I got some rock. Oh. Can you hear that? Can you hear that? Can you hear that?
When I started, I can hear it. You know what I started running to? Like I hurt my knee, so I haven't ran in like a couple of weeks. But I started running to the Rocky music. Like I legit put on "Eye of the Tiger" and I'm running. And I've watched
Last Mile.
I
love it, man. I love it. So we're getting some rock going in here. We got a few people jumping in. Just so you guys know, we're going to give you some value, and we're not going to waste your time. So if you've made it here on a Tuesday at 3 o'clock, you probably had a great day of sales, and you want to kind of add to your knowledge, add to your arsenal of how to market to customers. So we're just going to give it another minute or so. I got Christmas shopping I got to go to after this. Dave has 10 kids. He's got a 10 too. So we're family men, and we just want to get in and get out just like you guys, but we're going to give you some value. So I'm going to tease the music here. That was good for God, I love this streaming platform, bro. It's awesome. All right, so let's kick it off. I'm going to do a quick intro here because I will be putting this on my podcast. So I'm going to do a little intro, introduce my good friend Dave here. So welcome, everyone. I am here with Dave Carroll of Dope Marketing. You've probably seen him. If not, you probably will in some of his ads. They're really neat, creative ads to get you excited about a very boring topic that once was, but now is not, which is direct mail marketing. And I've known Dave for a while. We've kind of just known of each other. That's usually how it works. And then boom, collided and made some cool stuff happen. Two guys that are passionate about software and the home service industry. So what we're sharing with you today, just to give you a brief, is how you're going to use direct mail in your business. And not only just how you're going to use direct mail, but some of the fallacies of direct mail, some of the things that misinterpretations of what to expect out of direct mail. And I mean, Dave is the expert. I'm going to shut up because I want to learn too. And I'm going to let Dave give us a brief intro, and then, let's do a little educational session on number one, what is direct mail? Number two, what the heck do you do? And number three, why would anyone in this webinar here care about that stuff?
So, and what I want to do too is we can open it up, whether we want to stop and do Q&A or any of it. But when we do live like this,
I'm bringing in some questions. I got some questions
as possible. So yeah. Raise their hand in here or whatever. So first off, Tanner, thank you for the humbling introduction. It is great when you get to meet people on the internet, right? And in this world, I saw the meme the other day around when you're young and you're like, don't let strangers pick you up. And now it's like, we call Ubers to have strangers pick us up and drive places, and that whole concept. And so meeting people on the internet has always been fascinating for me. I started my entrepreneurial journey about 12 years ago. I opened a window cleaning company. That wasn't the plan. It wasn't my destiny. I did not grow up younger imagining that I would flip a squeegee for a living. And I started my home service business, and I learned pretty quickly that it was just like, there was a lot of that I wasn't very good at. I was good at the marketing. I was good at the sales, but I was never really a technician or wasn't really good at that focused, disciplined skill set type of stuff. Running the day-to-day of a business is not necessarily my strength. I'm good at the managing and the operations of it, but day-to-day, that's not really my shit. And so my home service business that I own, I've had for 12 years. We do over 7 figures. I have been completely phased out of it for 3 years, and 3 years prior to that I was pretty phased out. But I'm saying now, I don't know the jobs that go, I don't know the names of my employees, I don't do our marketing, and I'm a marketing, I don't literally nothing. That thing just runs, and it's a relatively successful company. And what I learned a lot in my journey was I remember 10, 12 years ago, I wanted to get off the truck, only do estimates. I didn't want to be involved in the labor part of it because I wasn't very good at it, but also like I saw the potential to scale. And so what I started doing about 10 years ago, we were sending upwards of 50 to 100,000 pieces of EDDM, of every door direct mail. We were doing that every day. And I had banquet tables in our shops, and we're ordering boxes of the postcards and filling out the facing slips and putting them in the truck and driving around for 3 days to the different post offices and arguing with Karen, the post woman, that we didn't fill our paperwork out right. Like, they should have hired me as a consultant. I got so good with delivering this stuff to the post office. And I learned a lot. It was hard. The return on investment wasn't necessarily there, but I was really intent on getting our brand out. Hitting that 7-figure mark was really, really important to me. And I probably tried to expedite that a little too quickly as I look back on that business. But one thing that I learned a lot about in that journey was direct mail and data. So like the targeting of people, but then also how to do some of that with direct mail. So Tanner, you went to Harvard also, right? Me and you both Harvard alums.
I think, the Harvard School of Hard Knocks.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. That's when you know someone's a real one. The School of Hard Knocks is their education on Facebook. So what I learned was Harvard did a study, 7 to 11 touches to get a cold consumer, someone who's never seen your brand. It takes 7 to 11 touches to get people to remember your brand. And those touches have value. Seeing your truck, clicking on an AdWords thing or a Facebook ad and seeing your website, getting a door hanger, seeing one of your guys at the gas station with your company logo or apparel on.
Right.
Establish trust with a customer, you get into the world of cliches. People buy from who they know, like, and trust. And if you're applying a cross-channel marketing strategy in your business, which everyone watching this live, replay, listening, whatever, you're doing cross-channel marketing, whether you know it or not right now, because you're probably running a version of a Facebook post or a Facebook ad for your business. You have a vehicle, whether it's a magnet or lettered or whatever. You have some type of, it could even just be a safety shirt, but like a uniform, a safety shirt, a something. You probably have some version of a website to a $10,000 site all the way to a $100 site that you built yourself on Wix. But customers are being exposed to your brand in more than one way when they start looking at you and researching you. And so when you look at consumers and behavior, fair to say to a lot of people that are watching this, Tanner, we care about homeowners, right? I know that some people do like apartment turnovers or clean outs and shit like that, but like we care about homeowners, right? That's who we're trying to service. So before I talk a lot about mail, I want to talk about like buyer psychology. Why are we doing cross-channel marketing? Why does direct mail matter?
So let me stop you because I want to really hit on cross-channel marketing, because I think the misconception is that, how when we sign up to do marketing, it's like, okay, well, we're going to focus on Facebook, right? And we're going to market to people on Facebook, right? Yeah. You hire somebody that just focuses on Facebook, or you go to Google and say, you know what? I'm committed to just working with Google, right? I'm only going to do Google. Now, what I love about direct mail marketing is it brings it all together. Now, the old way of direct mail marketing, or at least my misconception, was you hire a company to create a bunch of postcards and you give them some area codes and they just shotgun it out to all of these places. And this is EDDM, every door direct mail, right? Is that the correct terminology?
I'm right. Or to a list. You can do it.
I'm learning. Okay? Yeah. I didn't know what that stood for until about 3 weeks ago. Okay. Yeah. So be honest with you. Okay. Yeah. So, and the thing about it is that this direct mail strategy that we're going to share with you at the end of this training here. Okay. So hang tight, because we're bringing this all together, but this brings together what you're doing on the internet. That is why I am putting this out here like this. This is why I'm so passionate about it, because you have marketers that are trying to deliver you business. So if you're a marketer and you're watching this and you're in my circle, you are going to love this for your clients. If you are someone that's paying a marketer to generate business for you on Facebook and Google, you are going to love this, and you are going to want to invite your marketer to watch this, because this is connecting everything together. Okay, I'm going to go back and let you go, Dave, but I just want you to get excited about this. If you spent $1 on Facebook or $1 on Google, direct mail marketing doesn't compete with anything, any of these. It supplements those, and that's what we're going to share with you today. Take it away, Dave.
So thank you. Pull my chain with that shit. I get going a little bit. Where I want to make sure we all understand is like what Tanner just said, whether it's EDDM, sending to a list. Hey, here are these zip codes, send to homeowners. Or the thing that I love so much about direct mail is that we're solving a problem that hasn't gotten a lot of attention from a lot of smart people in a very long time. Like I was born in 1985. And what really sucks about direct mail is that if you called 9 out of 10 direct mail companies, the ones you've heard of online, all that shit, they're going to give you a strategy that is from November 10th, 1985, which is my birthday. Like that you should not. The print space is ran by a bunch of 70-year-old fat people that suck at golf whose kids don't want to work for them. They're not figuring out technology and automation and all these things. And when we had our aha moment at Dope, it's when we realized that those printers are computers and they can talk to each other. And so when we go into this direct mail strategy, I was talking about like neighborhoods. What you want to recognize, this version of cross-channel marketing that you're already doing in your business can take it to the next level. If you look at your customer list, you go into Dripjobs or any other program you're using and you download your customer list from last year. You take it, you highlight the whole list, you sort it by zip code, you take your top 3 zip codes. That's where 60% of your marketing budget should be spent if you want to grow next year. It's where you're already doing something. So for us, the Dope, the data on previous engagement, you're doing good things in your business right now. And that data tells a story. And so when you go to the direct mail strategy, it's not getting a bunch of zip codes, shotgunning out. We call it spraying and praying. I'm going to spray mail all
doesn't work in Call of Duty. It's not going to work here.
Anywhere, especially not in Call of Duty, anywhere. The idea is you spray mail or Call of Duty bullets everywhere, and you pray to God, baby Jesus, the great pumpkin, Buddha, whoever your higher power is, that you're going to get enough return on that mail. And that's just wrong. That's not how it works anymore. There are some proven direct mail strategies in the home service space that work very much with what you're already doing in your business. This is why we were so excited to connect with Dripjobs, because Tanner and his team, they already got this shit figured out. Your account comes with the phases. Sure. We just take postcards and put them behind every one of those phases. So right. Tanner, what do you want to dive into first? I want to get a little summary.
I want to start bringing in something tangible here. We gave you guys a story, and of course, you guys are always welcome to leave questions as we go through this. I'm going to try to cherry pick the questions. Dave's going to answer them. But what I'm really excited about, and one thing that you mentioned to me, and I'm going to begin sharing my screen here, and we're going to start playing ping pong back and forth about this. But in Dripjobs, we do have metrics that we're displaying based off of zip code. So that's the first thing that I want to show you. So some of you guys who are watching are Dripjobs users. Some of you are not. Sorry to hear that. No, I'm kidding. So what you're looking at here is actually we have our zip codes being tracked. So we can actually see our most popular zip codes on a day, week, month, year basis. So if you're not looking at this, you're really missing out. So we have zip codes here that we're just displaying to just show you like, hey, these are the zip codes that are killing it for us. These ones down here, I'm not going to waste $1 on. I mean, chances are I probably don't even want to work there. But what I want you guys to know is that, data is important, but data backed with automation and backed with taking something that's intangible and putting tangibility on it. That's interesting. Now, again, I'm going to give you my perspective here because I try to be fair in terms of my perspective as a consumer and as a producer. And it's always good as a good marketer to have the consumer perspective. So if I go on Facebook, and maybe you guys are running Facebook ads, and I go on Facebook and boom, I'm surprised with a really nice before and after picture. And it just was so exciting. I just had to inquire. Now, first of all, you guys got to understand Dave's point on 7 to 10 touch points is so valuable, especially for warming up a customer. Okay, so let's start there. Warming up a customer. Customer goes in, they click that send message button. Your Facebook marketer, whoever it is, did a really good job of getting their attention. They fill out the form. You go to call them or you send them an automated text or email. And guess what happens? They don't respond. There's nobody here that runs Facebook ads that has not experienced that. Okay, it's just the nature of people who were excited and then didn't want to commit because of all of the thoughts that happened. Are they going to take advantage of me? I didn't budget for this. It's the holiday. What am I doing? I could buy my family vacation instead of spending money on getting my cabinets painted or getting the exterior painted, or we could put it off until next year, or all of these, just all this head trash that a consumer goes through, that we all go through. We do it with everything that we buy. And it's just a matter of, number one, priority, and of course the offer, and then of course trust, right? So what Dave's trying to say here is that these touch points, again, what we're getting at is that we can automate this in a way that's going to allow us to not only create a really positive experience, but capitalize on previous engagement, right? So that was a previous engagement. The customer went in, they went to the Facebook Messenger, they filled out the form, but guess what? That lead fell off. But the cool thing about this is that when we get into dope marketing, we can target that with a letter or a postcard that has something to do with what we just experienced. So I'm going to share with you guys, Dave's team is phenomenal. And I want to show you guys what they put together for us. So we're going to go into this cold lead file. And this is crazy. I mean, this is just crazy, dude, what you guys have built here. So imagine you're a customer that just went on Facebook 3 days ago, saw an exterior transformation, got excited about it, filled out the form, never responded to me. Yes, you're getting text drips. Yes, you're getting email drips. And then boom, you go to your mailbox looking for a Christmas card, and Premium Painting pops up in a postcard with a call to action relating directly to where you are in the buying process. Now, some might see this as creepy. Others might see this as incredibly efficient. I see it as 100% necessary, because phone is getting completely oversaturated. Your calls are going to spam. Text messaging is good, but again, I mean, if they haven't responded to a few text messages, they've kind of written you off. Emails are good, but again, you know, they have the ability to ignore you here. But seeing a postcard, making it tangible, you've just taken something from the world of intangibility to a tangible asset right in front of them, for them to say, this is an increase, this is an opportunity. So Dave, what do you have on this?
The big thing is that when you look at, let's go to the direct mail strategy side of this. So what people fail to realize is that direct mail is an intricate part of every single, call it a funnel, a campaign, a drip, or whatever you want to call it. The average companies provide an average experience, and we've all gone through like an average buyer journey, whether we bought a product or service for our home, something on Instagram, whatever, where you're like, nah, that was cool. Nothing special. I didn't really remember. You've gone through a great experience though, where you like fill out a form, get something custom, you're guided along the way, you get the product, the experience is even better than you imagined. You leave that purchasing decision. You're just like, man, can I do that again? That felt great. And where people fail to realize with the world of automations, texts and emails and smoke signals and carrier pigeons and all this stuff, it's like people digest content. That's what I like to compare it to. When you're digesting content, Tanner likes to read the book, Dave likes to listen to the audio, Eric likes to watch the video. Someone might respond to the text, someone else might respond to the email, someone else might like to feel the postcard. But imagine if you have all three, they all look the same, they feel the same, they go in the same way, the same direction, the same branding. It's like you're creating that trust. People buy from who they know, like, and trust. And so when you go to that amount of touches that go to the equation, how many times you have to touch someone to get them to trust you? And especially when they opted in, they say, hey, I wanted a lead, but then I got busy. It's the holidays. I'm running around with my kids. I got to go Christmas shopping. I'm doing my thing, like whatever. And you put them into this journey that's creating an experience. That's where your business gets powerful. And then the only difference between you, who just started 2 or 3 years ago, and your competitor that's been in town for 20, 30 years is like, if you can take and dial in on that one zip code and focus your marketing dollars on creating that experience in that one zip code, you create a system for your business that becomes wash, rinse, and repeat. Because as you continue to move around the map in your service area, you're applying a system. What's the biggest part of business? It's having shit happen while you're sleeping without lifting a finger. Like as business owners, we're hiring, we're training, we're buying equipment, we're running invoices, we're getting stuff fixed, wearing our firefighter helmet. And it's like, what if your customer was having an above average experience that was completely automated? That's what's important, because now you know that when you show up to that job to paint that house, wash that siding, put that roof on, whatever it is, you're going to do a good job. It's why you open your business.
I want to hit on this too, because I think people think that direct mail is just for marketing, and that can't be further from the truth.
No, these are little billboards. These are tiny little billboards
that's it.
in your mailbox.
That's right. But again, I'm going back to what your team did. First of all, I don't want you guys to get too caught up on the design. Dave's team is super talented. I think people get too caught up on what it looks like. I mean, what I gave Dave versus what they gave me, I mean, I'll never design anything again because it was that good. But I just want you guys to know that, like, this isn't just about marketing. I had a good question come in. I want to address this first. Do you have customer address in your lead form? I only have city in my lead form. I get the address after we speak on the phone. So here's the deal. Look at your results. Are you happy with the results you're getting from people that don't want to give you their address? Like, I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, we have this misconception that volume and quantity is better than quality. For me, I mean, get the whole address, change it up, right? Change your lead form to the whole address and just see what happens, because you're just going to filter out those that aren't that interested, right? Unless you're offering a virtual quote. But we're in the home service business. There's no way we can give a quote in most cases without having your address. People are, that's normal. I'm not ordering, I don't know, a digital product like a course. They don't need my address. But if I want to quote for my house, hello, house is the product, need to get an address for that. So I'm back and forth on that. If I get leads from Angie Leads, they give me the address. That's guaranteed. That's what I'm paying for. The quality of the lead is higher in most cases, right? So for me, that's going to work. So I would talk to your marketer. I would maybe say, hey, you know what? For this month, I want to change my lead form to get me the address. And with Dripjobs, you can sync in Zapier, and we have categories for the entire address if you're wanting to try this. Okay. Now, I want to talk about what I was going to say about how it's not just marketing. Now, those of you who understand the way Dripjobs works, I'm just going to show you our sales pipeline, because we have stages for every single, obviously every single stage in the buying process. We have cold leads, we have the warm leads, we have people that have requested estimates that are on the schedule. So ideally, what would be something that we would want to send somebody who gets their estimate scheduled? Well, we have a few things that we can send to them. We can send a picture of our family and saying, hey, we're excited. Or, we could say something along the lines of, this is what to expect, right? So we can create tangible notifications in their inbox at home, preparing them for what's to come. But I just want you to know that direct mail marketing isn't just for marketing. It's also for building trust, branding, creating a different experience. And that's what this is about. Last point on this. I didn't talk too much about the blast feature, which is the biggest part of this entire thing. And I want to get into this because, Dave, this is the bread and butter here. Can you talk a little bit about neighbors? Can you talk a little bit about what we can expect in terms of marketing to neighbors of customers that we've worked for? Because I think that's the breadwinner here. This is why we came. How can we automate that? And what have you seen from top down, and what people can expect?
Yeah. So when I was starting off and what I was getting into was like the idea is the neighbors of your current jobs are the most important people that you're probably underservicing in your business right now. Because when Tanner and Dave live next door to each other, a couple things. They both own a home. They're probably like the demographics when you buy a house. The average age of the neighborhood, if people have kids or not. How big the houses are. They're all probably like you got a shack next to a $10 million house or something like that. But more important than anything, the houses are around the same square footage. They were built around the same year with the same materials. And what that means is when a neighbor is going to get their house painted for whatever reason, it's oxidation, it's their paint is fading, they're doing whatever the reason is, they just moved or people are leaving the neighborhood, whatever the case. It's the same thing with siding cleaning. It's the same thing with roofing. It's the same thing with every industry. Home service, and this comes from a data guy. When people overthink their avatar, it's this person and they're 34 to 56 years old. And then they have brown eyes and they have 7 kids and they drive a Toyota and their grass is this long. It's like, it's the same thing with these forms. People have heard something with marketing and they tend to overthink it a little bit. It's like, what you care about with targeting is the value of a home. And when I know I just worked at a home, it's very likely that the people in those neighborhoods have a home of the same value, of around the same size, of the same materials built. And so what we can do with Dope and the Dripjobs integration, when you mark someone or change a status, let's say you change the status to job approved, 25 neighbors get a postcard. Hey, we're just about to start. Your neighbor just got their house painting approved. We're going to be in the neighborhood. Be on the lookout. Mark that job scheduled. Hey, pardon the dust, pardon the noise. We're going to be in the area working. Mark the job completed. 50 neighbors get a postcard. Check out the job we did down the street. Mark the job paid. One person gets a handwritten card. The homeowner, thank you for your business. Dave's Painting lives off reviews. Scan this QR code. The ability to automate direct mail to the neighbors based off a job status is probably our most powerful functionality out of all the bells and whistles.
This is why you guys showed up today. So I want to cover this because I first want you guys to have that consumer mentality. The second thing you need to do is be a marketer, right? You need to be ahead. Being a marketer isn't about being good at generating business. It's about staying ahead of trends and capturing attention before the masses get a hold of it, right? So in other words, the best marketers were the ones who realized, hey, Google's a really good place to start focusing for our local listing, right? Like we're going to put all of our money on Google before everyone decided to put all their money on Google. And then those of you who are on Facebook, 3 years ago, boosting your posts and realizing that you can generate leads there, at that point, you were a great marketer. What's going to make you a great marketer is how well you adjust to the way people buy and how often you separate yourself, because eventually these channels get saturated. So that's why we're so excited about this, is because you have a strategic advantage here if you really use these two tools in unison. And I want you to think of your customer. They're driving home from work. It's 4:00, right? They drive by, or maybe they come home from lunch. Let's start there. They come home for lunch and they see their neighbor's house, maybe 5 or 6 houses up, getting painted. And, they say, oh, that's cool. And they see some painters outside, right? And they see your truck, with your branding. And, part of them is like, I should get my house painted. That's cool. All right. Well, they come home at 4 or 5 o'clock and your truck is gone, but they see the yard sign. So they see the branding there. That's neat. And, just wanting to get home, got to get the kids taken care of, got to get dinner done. Who's stopping at the yard sign, taking a picture, making a phone call there? Really no one. I mean, if you've done yard signs, chances are you're not like ecstatic about your results. They're good, but they're not just like, holy cow, like our yard signs are killing it. And again, that's simply because times have changed. People are a little more apprehensive to just walk up to a job site. How many of us live in a neighborhood and have only met the people next to us, right? I mean, this is just the world we live in. I mean, going up to different houses is just not as common as it used to be. So we're not just going to be weird and go outside of someone's house we've never met and taken a picture, but part of us wants the service done. And we have seen this company in our neighborhood and we can actually see the job they did. Most of us work outside. So we're creating trust, but we're not making it easy for people to buy from us. And maybe a day goes by and they say, man, I should have called that company. Now I got to do my own research because I know my house needs to get painted. And for us as contractors, we're seeing these houses around the jobs that we're doing saying they could use a paint job. They could use a paint job. They could use a paint job. And maybe we've even tried to incentivize some of our team members to go knock on those doors. Or maybe you're going out and knocking on the doors.
Door hanger, or
doing a door hanger. Yeah. Right. And then part of us just doesn't do it because we know we don't want to bother people, right? Or maybe if you're aggressive, you're doing it. But there'd be nothing better than at least them having your information on their countertop in their house. And I think we all want that. I'm going to be honest and say that I'm doing about 300 houses a year. And what I've set up here in Dope Marketing, and again, this is part of just sharing, because this is such an exciting automation, is that whenever we complete a job in Dripjobs, we've set it up to where 50 postcards get sent automatically to the nearest 50 houses of the customer that we just worked on. And that postcard, I'm going to show you what that looks like. I'm going to go to my automations here. I'm going to go here and you can see it here and it says just painted. Okay. So again, that big hook that you're seeing on this postcard is relative. In other words, my goal is to capture the attention of the people driving home, the people that have seen our truck coming and going from that neighborhood, that have maybe seen the yard sign, or maybe had that thought of, man, I would love to get a quote on getting my house painted. And not only do we have a relative hook here, we have a really good call to action and an offer for that customer. So every good marketing, and Dave could agree, you have a hook, you have kind of a story and an offer tied to it. His team will help you do that. But here's the beauty of it. It's automated. Those of you that are using Dripjobs, you know that automation is a good feeling. When I move that customer to project complete, boom, I know 50 postcards are being shotgunned to the customer I just worked on. This is powerful stuff, Dave.
It just makes so much sense. And it goes to where, like, when guys, if you would have told me 3 years ago I'd own a print shop, I'd tell you you're crazy. That wasn't the plan. We wrote the software and we we're going to use fulfillment partners. Then all the print companies told us this wasn't possible. We got 20,000 to 50,000 postcards a day coming out of the print shop right behind me that we own from these automations of stacking up 5s, 10s, 25s, 50s, 100s. This is what's working for companies. It's no longer this shotgun approach of sending out a bunch of mail and doing whatever and praying that it works. Staying in front of the right customers. You're already doing so. Another Tanner and automation that I love that you guys had us put together was when it goes into that status of estimate given but not approved. You can set a status where a postcard goes out every 4 days until you change the status of that job. And then it goes into the other sequence. And whether you have like leading up to a customer experience. So when you mark a job, you send an estimate and the estimate gets approved. Right when that estimate gets approved to the homeowner, a postcard goes out and it's, here's what to expect. Our crew will have on booties. We take the windows. We do the things. What we ask. You lock up the pets and the kids, hopefully not in the same room, and whatever. I always compare it. I heard this podcast once, and I compare it to Mario. So you got regular Mario, right? He's little. He can jump around. He can kind of do some shit, but nothing too special. Then you have Fireball Mario, who has the flower, and he's like doing backflips, kicking Bowser's ass. He's dating the princess. He's doing all this amazing shit. And you think about that customer journey. That's what I was getting into, where it's like, you can provide an average customer journey. And I will admit, I have businesses that I own, I consult, that I'm a part of all of it, where the customer journey is average. What if you focused more attention during your day? 1440 is the most important number you should know in the world, because it's how many minutes you have in the day. So if you're 1,440 minutes during the day, what if you just spent more minutes creating a better customer journey? And what if with your integration with Dripjobs, it was already preset for all of these statuses? You just had postcards that went out to the homeowner or the neighbor based off that status with the right offer, the right urgency, the right tracking, and there's no minimum order.
I mean, that's the cool thing. It's set it and forget it. And that's how a lot of these accessory software should be to your central software, right? And I think that, what I'm trying to do here, and this is the purpose of this, is number one, is to raise awareness about what you can do with direct mail and how it could be valuable. I'm doing 300 houses a year. That's 15,000 postcards getting sent in 1 year's time to people that have seen my brand. Now, whether they buy or not, my postcards are going to be in their house. So again, the compound effect is going to kick in. You can't go into this thinking that you're just going to get business right away. Let's make sure we set those expectations early. But what you are going to do is you're going to have a physical representation of your brand in someone's house. And ultimately, when that time comes, chances are you're going to be the first phone call. So I always tell people this: it's better to do something than to not to do something. And I think that this has no downside other than if you believe that, costs, if you're thinking costs instead of investment. And I think if you are omnipresent in business, you're on Facebook and you're marketing, you're on Google and you're marketing, and you're doing direct mail marketing too. I mean, ultimately, you're putting yourself in a very, very powerful position as a business owner. Here's the deal. Those of you that are watching this now, like, we just created this automation like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It was on a whim. I mean, it was on a complete whim, but I'm like, we have to do this. I stopped everything to get it done. If you're on the fence about this, like, you need to reach out to Dave, set up an account with him. If you're not with Dripjobs, you need to get a Dripjobs account, because right now you're going to get all of our focus to help you get this set up. Because ultimately, when people start getting a hang of this thing, it's going to really take off. It's obvious. That's why so many of you are here, because this is a topic that is interesting, because your Facebook ads aren't working the way that you want them to. In some cases, your Google ads, of course, it's oversaturated. And it's like, wait a minute, here's this little niche here that not many people are focusing on, or they've written off. Maybe they've tried it once and it hasn't worked. But hey, these two guys have created a way to make it at least more targeted. We talk about target audience, right? Like, you've heard that. There's no better target audience than the 50 people that you've just drove by for the last week. Okay. And again,
they're already exposed.
And I love this. I just want to show you guys this. We've got customers here. These are the 50 customers. They found a way to get first name, last name, and you can go on here. You can Google these addresses. They're right next door to the people that you've worked for. All of these people whom I don't know, who I will learn to know at some point or another, will receive my postcard. And it's actually funny, Dave. I didn't tell you this. I had a customer who actually had us do an estimate next door. And I love this because I had to just spot check the data. Of course, just see what's going on. And I knew her name because she had us do an estimate when we were working. And lo and behold, her name was on the list. This is good data. They do a great job. You really need to look at this from the perspective of, I have two options. I'm either going to continue to do what I'm doing, or I'm going to really hit the ground running.
Tanner, let's show them the Blitz stuff just so they can kind of see when they get in their account, because Dripjob users get a $500 credit on here. So what I want to do is I always pull up a house that I grew up in. So go to the top, go create new Blitz. And then what I want you to do is go to the do 1822 Highland Parkway. Yep, St. Paul right there.
Okay.
And then what we're going to do is we want to click the nearest. I want to send postcards to the nearest 50 people. So click 50. Watch how easy that is. The nearest 50 single family homes, head of household, no multi-unit, no renter. Pretty powerful, right? Very so now, powerful. Tanner, what I want you to do is copy and paste that address, double click it and copy it, that 1822 Highland Parkway. Copy that. Then go to the top and go to Map Blitz. So Map Blitz, you can always use a number on address Blitz. Map Blitz, what'll happen when Tanner scrolls down is grab the side of that pin and start dragging that.
Side of that pin.
That
right
circle. Here? Yep, that's the other side. Yep, the outside pin. Now drag that. Now you can drag a circle and only hit people within that. Now, Tanner, zoom out and hit Create Custom Shape.
Oh. Zoom out and then create custom shape. Button.
Now just start clacking to the left and draw a square. 4 clicks, draw a square. Yep. Just click on the map. Boom, 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 boom.
Oh, okay, cool.
So now I can get laser focused and I can do
I'm making a really weird shape here, but I get the idea.
Yeah, whatever that loves that.
I gotta make a square.
There you go. So we're dragging the shape. We're going around. Just refresh the page there. It loves when you're clicking like that. So the idea is, you can draw a shape and get into private neighborhoods, gated communities, waterfront properties, anything like that. Pop that 1822 Highland Parkway back in because I want to show them the last thing is the filter tool. So click 100, and we're going to do the nearest 100 homes. And then you're going to go to see where it says more filters there in purple. Yep, click that. So now let's say I only want to hit people with a house that's over $500,000. So click home value, that third one down. And I want to, and then delete the one or click on the one there. Yep. And do 500,000. Boom. And now click the next one, which is square footage. And then do over 4,000 square feet. Nope. Other one. Yep. On the one, 4,000. And now hit apply filters. Now what's going to happen is from that address, it's going to grab the nearest 100 homes that are over $500,000 and over 4,000 square feet. So now there's two things you can do here. You can set up a mailing where once a week, those people are going to get a postcard every single week, or you can just use this for data profiling. You want to see the neighborhoods where the ballers are. You can kind of look at this. So scroll down, go to the next step, scroll down and then hit next. There you go. Continue, hit continue. Now what'll happen, this is how easy it is to schedule mail. Tanner, click on the 21st. Because you already have postcards loaded in your account. Click on the 21st. So on the 21st, you want to click that postcard. Now click add to Blitz. Yep, boom. Now click on the 28th and you want to send that same list of people you just profiled the next postcard. So now even with your drip jobs, you can set up the automations around your statuses. But if you just want to get on Dope and go profile the $1 million houses, the ballers, the high square footage, the people that have lived in their house for more than 5 years, the people that are over a certain age, they make over a certain amount of money, they have a certain amount of kids.
Do you guys realize, like, I don't think you understand. You would have to pay a company so much money.
5 figures. I've sold this shit for 10 years.
To do this. You would have some guy that you would contact and say, hey, I'd like to get mail to people with house values of over 500,000 that are in this area with a waterfront property. Do you know how much money you'd have to pay to coordinate that? And then you would get no feedback. They'd say no feedback. You're going to email, hey, your message was sent, right? I mean, okay, so first of all, signing up, I just want to get this out of the way. Some people are going to drop off here, but if you sign up, go to dope360.com.
So we sunset that actually this week. It's app.dopemarketing.com, or just go to dopemarketing.com on the top, go to login, and it'll take you to where you can create your account.
There you go. Okay, create your account. You got a free version. You got a paid version.
Hit us up. Yeah, whatever's easy.
Just hit them up. So Dripjobs users what do they get?
So Dripjob users get, we brought back the 100 free postcards every month. So with your account, our lowest account is $250 a month. You can get on a free account. The postcards are way more expensive and there's some features that aren't available. But if our starter accounts are $250, Dripjob users automatically get 100 free postcards every month. So that simple automation, going through everything, whatever, we cover with your subscription, your first 100 postcards. So we give you $100 every month in credit on your $250. But for Dripjob users, on your first month, if you get your design set up and your Dripjobs connected within 5 days, which should take you all of 5 minutes, and I promise we'll harass you about it, we're going to give you your first month in a postcard credit as well. So you sign up for a $250, you get the $100 plus another $250 in postcard credits right away. Our team knows, dialed in, and we got all those amazing templates that Tanner had us bang out. I think we got 15, 20 of them in there.
How long is design going to take, and how much do you charge for that?
So if you're on a free account, design is $99 per design. If you're on a paid account, all of those amazing designs we did for Tanner are free $99.
Right, these designs are good. How much are they?
Free.
Free. Would you say free $99?
Free $99.
Design's free. All right. So, and I'm going to show you guys that again. I mean,
pop some of those up.
Pop some of these up. I think a lot of us know this guy here. Some of us know him. That's Skylar. Look at this. This is so nice, dude. I mean, you guys are really good at this, bro. But I mean, I love this. Flooring. What if they're a flooring company, says Jason Ramsey?
Jason, it's all relative. Look, if you have a CRM, a workflow, and you're doing jobs.
Yeah, he's one of our newest users. What's up?
So with Dope, we help. We work with HVAC, roofers, painters, solar, window washers. It's all very relative to us. And we have versions of these designs that align with your Dripjobs statuses already for your vertical.
I mean, look at these. Like this is appealing artwork. I mean, just here's why you should consider us. And those of you who are using Dripjobs right now, first of all, you got to understand what we've built so far is just the project complete automation. We will be branching this out to every stage where you're going to be able to go in and trigger whatever postcard you want to go out in your drips based off of what action. You guys get it. That's coming soon. But for right now, we're just blasting out the project complete, just get our feet wet. But it's important for you to understand that there's so much opportunity here for you to just be different. And that, again, is what marketing is about, is creating curiosity, building trust, creating curiosity. Why you should consider us. Now imagine 3 days after somebody goes on Facebook and fills out that form, they get this message here with some written reviews here. I mean, again, with a
That's
scan.
A great question, actually, Tanner, we should go over. So we get asked a lot, how long does it take the postcards to send? They all come from Minnesota. So even Tanner down in Florida, those postcards will get to those homes in 4 to 8 days. We batch the mail 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday, and take it to the post office. It is delivery from the USPS anywhere in the country in 4 to 8 days.
Boom. Look at this. We got some really keep your home in top notch.
I love this one. That's one of my favorite ones.
Love it. Let's look at some of the other ones before
What
we
are
go.
those team cards? Show them the team cards. If they have like a photo there.
Yeah. Well, I had mine on there. Let me see. Once we send an estimate, look at this. Once we send an estimate, thank you for the opportunity. I say that all the time. Like I just, again, like think of it from the customer's perspective. Like, what the heck? If this were me, I'm a pretty picky customer. Like when people come over for an estimate, dude, the bar is so low, and it's just like, I'd be like, babe, to my wife, can you believe they sent this? This is like perfect marketing. It's at the right time. And that's what good business is sending the right message at the right time. We've done this with text and email, but bringing in direct mail to this is just only going to benefit you. We had some questions on cost. Let's cover cost.
Yeah, well, I can go over that one quick. I saw that. So price per piece on 100 homes. If you're on a $250 account, which is our average account, we have some bigger ones where the cost gets even cheaper. But let's go to our standard account at $250, which we recommend for most businesses. It's 99 cents per postcard. That covers the design, the data, the setup, the delivery, and the tracking, all of that for 99 cents. And for any of you, maybe you've been in business a while, you got a bigger company, whatever, we do have a 500 and 1,000 account we can talk about. You can also go in and buy blocks. So let's say it's the end of the year, you got a little dough set over and your accountant was like, hey, spend some money now to get it off the books or whatever. We can sell you blocks at 5,000, 10,000 cards, and then it's just deducted from your balance as if it was like Venmo.
So I'm gonna if I send 15,000 postcards, okay, obviously we know that that's about 15 grand for the whole year. All I gotta sell is 2 chops, and I'm break even. I always look at it like that. I spent triple that on Angie. This is nothing in comparison. That's me sending 50. Now I know that, budget friendly people, no problem. You don't have to send you don't have to send
50 around each house. You can send 10.
5 or 10.
Exactly. Like we can work with.
And you even say that it's better to do less.
I would rather see, it's a question we get asked a lot too, Tanner, is I would rather see you, instead of sending 100 postcards once or 50 postcards twice, I'd rather see you send 25 to the same house 4 times than send 100 cards one time.
Man, I love it. I haven't seen some of these.
Yeah, bro. These are with your child. Yeah.
Oh,
and guys, look, Tanner, explain to them what you dumped on us. You didn't give us much. You sent us a Google.
Dude, I gave you nothing. I don't even know how you got half of this stuff. Your design team is like legit. I'm super impressed. I'm not blowing smoke. I don't get,
a while to get there.
Dude, look how good this is. They got, but how cool would this be? Hey, did you see this van? We'll be working in the area.
Take a picture of the van in your neighborhood and get $100 off your job.
From my understanding, I think you guys are coming up with an update where they'll be able to actually edit these exact templates. Is that kind of what?
Dude, so Connor, our chief product officer, is working on it. It's a January release. We're going to have it to where these are baked in and you can go change your own text. What we found is like a lot of our users get really caught up on the design. Guys, I'll be honest. It's not that we don't care about your opinion, but we know what works. We don't need same way you would not bring me on a paint job to estimate a paint and start taping. I'm not the guy. I'm not hiring you to do your own design. We got this covered. Like we know what works, what to position. Now, offers, some companies might want to get a little bit more aggressive. You have to give people a reason to do something. I'm going to drop a gem here. If none of you have read this book yet, his book is 100 years old. You can download it for free on Google. It's called Scientific Advertising by Clyde B. Hopkins. It was written 100 years ago, and this book is still tried and true today. What it says is direct response advertising has a recipe of 3 ingredients. You identify your perfect customer, you give them an irresistible offer, and you make it time sensitive. Your perfect customer is a homeowner next door to the neighbors of the jobs that you just did. The irresistible offer is something to give someone a reason to do something. It's not downgrading your services or cutting your knees off to get a deal or any of that shit. What I like to do with companies, make a list of the jobs you get called for all the time. So like my cleaning company, it's gutter cleaning. We get gutter cleaning calls all the time and we turn those into bigger jobs. So think of what you get asked for the most and then what your most profitable service is. You want to give an offer on the deal you get asked about the most. It might not be your highest margin, but it's your foot in the door. Get 3 rooms painted for the price of 1 in whatever. So you want to define that irresistible offer. But the last part, the most important, the time, urgency, or sensitivity, and I wish I knew this 10 years ago, I have monthly offers for my cleaning company because we know our automations and when they're going to start and end. But what I put on every card, call today. This deal ends on Friday. You know why? There's a Friday every week and that card will never expire. They hang on to it. They go, they get it.
Yep.
Perfect customer, irresistible offer, urgency and time sensitivity. The book. This will take you 2 hours to get through. I've read it with my daughter a couple times. She's 10. She probably reads better than a lot of us on this call, but you can get through this fast. Scientific Advertising by Clyde B. Hopkins. Get in that book. It'll teach you some shit that's tried and true.
I love it. Let's open it up for questions for the last few minutes. If anyone watching has some questions, now's the time. I hope you guys are.
I like this one too, Tanner. I didn't even see this one.
Dude, I don't know. I mean, I'm every one I look at is awesome. I'm gonna keep cycling through these. We'll wait for a couple questions to drop in. Like we got project in progress here. Like excuse the mess. Yep. Look at that. Excuse the mess. We're painting at you.
I like that other one. Go to yours though. Your excuse the mess.
Yeah. Wait,
that one. That was the next
we're here,
one
come,
over.
Yeah, we're here. Come look.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Don't what is it? Don't mind our dusts. Look at this.
And so another cool thing that we're coming out with in January, I'll kind of lead into as we're looking at this stuff. So everyone's familiar. QR codes came back to life, right? It's no longer 10 years ago when they're like on some random vending machine and you're like, I'm not going to download an app to get the Powerade deal or whatever. We know what QR codes now because of COVID, right?
Sure.
So what you can do is you can create hot lead postcards. Let's say you want to send to 100 people. We can make it so that each person on the list has an individual QR code. So when the card goes to Tanner's house and he scans it, we know Tanner scanned the postcard because we know where it was delivered and we know that card had a unique QR code.
That hasn't been possible. If that guy Clyde knew about this, wrote that book, he would be like, that's rule number 4. He would say tracking, is before you were never really able to track unless you maybe like had a cutout on it. And when you visited a customer, you'd be able to attribute it.
So let's talk about that for a minute. Cause it's another thing. Again, being a software company, we always have stuff coming out. We have our matchback reports where you can connect your CRM and we can show you got this many leads in Dripjobs in January. We know what houses we sent postcards to. So you do a matchback in your account and say, this lead status in my company. So you're going to have like approved jobs with a price, right? You can highlight your approved jobs, match it against the cards you've sent mail to over that month or 6 months or 3 months or whatever, and get a true matchback report. We're never going to say like, we take all the credit for a lead when a postcard gets sent, but you want to give credit to you're getting more jobs in the right neighborhoods that are getting cards, and it's showing that data in your CRM with those matchback reports.
You want to take this question?
Will the templates have color customization to begin with, or does that need to be worked out? No. So right now, you guys will all have access to all those templates, and we can flip it. You just give us. All Tanner gave us was his website, and we made all of these from his branding.
I honestly just gave him my website.
Not a picture, not a thing, nothing. We grab all that shit off your site. So the idea is with our builder, Tanner, to zoom out like that card, where it's orange or where it's blue, purple, whatever, you'll be able to click and just change the colors. Guys, what we've found is like, you can get in and go crazy with the builder. We've been holding off releasing the builder because like, you don't need to go spend a lot of time there. We've made it easy. I promise it'll be just like Canva. You can go in and clack and do and all that stuff. So yes, you'll be able to change the colors, the images, everything on your own. But what I advise, you guys are busy. We are good at design. Go do painting estimates or spray walls or do what you're good at. Let us do the designs. Like you don't have to use the builder.
Yeah. And that was surprising to me because I didn't expect that. And then you guys just killed it. So love it. Take this one.
All right. What is the stat on demographically people do or don't pay attention to marketing in the mail? If you ask business owners, they'll tell you like, oh, Dave, I don't get the mail. I get it and throw it away. That's because you're a selfish business owner and you think that you're being sneaky because you're not being marketed to. Right? You're not normal. When you look at the mail, remember during COVID, and this is one of the beautiful parts of this. Remember when you knew the restaurant, the real estate agent, the dentist, the insurance company, like you knew because they were in your mailbox every other week. And those are the people you went to. It wasn't that, oh my God, I got this postcard and I couldn't stop. I couldn't continue my life if I didn't convert on this postcard. That's not it. You're getting it. You're seeing it. You're feeling it. You're touching it. So it's not about, is there a stat on people or demographic that do or don't pay attention to marketing mail? It's, are you applying a cross-channel marketing message to your ideal customer? So it's not like, yeah, people under 25 don't pay attention to mail and people over 60 do. It's, are you focusing your marketing dollar to the right customers, to the neighbors?
Let me butt in on that. Let's you mentioned the dentist. Like, you guys got to understand, because we're in home service, we have like the craziest advantage. The dentist doesn't know, like, there's no way for the dentist to target in direct mail. Obviously, everyone with teeth. Yeah, everyone has teeth, but everyone has a house. So right there, the playing field's even. But the dentist, like, just because Joe had a cavity doesn't mean that his neighbor has a cavity. Bingo. Right? But because Joe got his house painted, two things. Number one, we're constantly competing as neighbors in some cases, keeping up with the Joneses. You've all heard that. So you have ego on your side, but you also have, of course, lookalike audience, people that have houses built in the same time, right? We've looked in new construction neighborhoods that paint's fading, or you see a lot of wood rot. Maybe it's by the ocean, and just it's that time, right? No other industry has that capability. And even you, Jason, being a flooring contractor, if you go in a neighborhood that was just recently built, 90% of the houses have the stock flooring, right? They have carpet and all these things. So, I mean, again, working in one house where one person starts the trend, it's going to be super beneficial for you to capitalize on all those other people that have moved in and want to change their flooring from carpet to LVP, because it's going to be cheaper, usually in most cases, to go through you than it is the builder. So, I mean, there's just a lot of things there. But remember, you have a strategic advantage being a home service, contractor and doing direct mail than other sectors, lawyers, dentists, all those.
I think the biggest thing, let's go to Sarah. Yeah, I was just going to kind of regurgitate. So Sarah, what I can promise you is that we batch mail every 24 hours here out of Minnesota, and that mail will get to Alaska the exact same as if someone sent you anything from Minnesota. So when it's out of our hands, it's in the hands of the postal stream. Being in Alaska, you probably deal with this, unfortunately, more than most people. You're going to know how long it takes stuff sent from Washington versus Texas versus Florida. What I can say is that we're closer to Alaska than about 80% of the country from Minnesota. So the idea is, like, you will have a good pulse. The best thing we can say, Sarah, get on, add yourself as a contact in your Dope account, send yourself a postcard to your house, and you'll see how long it takes to receive it. We're doing something cool with the automations where you'll be able to add yourself to every mailing if you want to. So as stuff is sending out, you're getting it to your house as well.
I think that's valuable.
Dude, I want to feel it too and touch it and know that what's going on. Like, I'll tell you this, we do a lot of testing for postcards in my neighborhood. Let's just say my neighbors know who my business is more than they did when we moved in.
Love that. Yeah. That's crazy. I love it. So I think we capped it, man. This was awesome. Sarah says, thank you. This was awesome. Dave, man, thank you so much. Those of you who are not Dripjobs users, sign up. It's a free trial. Let's get this going and see if it works for you. I think, this is the strategic advantage you've been looking for 2023. I think, if at the end of the year, I'm going to be very critical to report how much traffic came in, and you've got to commit. Any marketing that you do, and this is my last few words on this, is that any marketing that you do, you need to commit to seeing it through. Like, again, if you start Facebook ads and you get pissed that, after 30 days, you're not getting results, it takes time to warm up that audience. It takes time for people to see your brand. It takes time. So in our very quick society and the way we do things, marketing has never changed. It just takes a little time. So dig your well before you're thirsty. This is not going to be your breadwinner right off the bat, but it very much could be. I guarantee you that there's no other, and a lot of this is painting contractors. I guarantee you there's no other painting contractor within a 500-mile radius, unless they're on this webinar, that is going to be doing this. Are you going to be the first? So, are we thinking cost or value? Are we looking at dollars in terms of, what you're spending? Or are we looking at the investment? And anytime that I've made a decision where I look at the investment first, in any case, I either win or I learn. And in that case, that's what I'm asking you to do. So this is your final push to get going. Dave will probably be the one who helps you with this. If you need to sign up with Dripjobs, I'm probably going to be the one to help you with Dripjobs. You're getting in early here. You're going to get the best possible service you can. So take advantage of it. I hope to see some new signups come in. If you want to sign up with Dripjobs, it's easy. Just head over to, of course, dripjobs.com. Sign up for the 14-day trial. If you're a part of this webinar, I'm going to give you 30 days for free, just so you have plenty of time to get all this stuff set up without worrying about paying any money. So you could just go here, start your 14-day free trial. And then after you've done that, I want you to go to dope360.com, and I want you to get this account set up. You can sign up with Dave and get the ball rolling. So if you found some value in this, please leave some comments. We'll read them after the live stream. Any final thoughts for you, Dave?
Just keep getting after it, guys. We're wrapping up a good year in 2022. This time of year, you're going into planning, into strategy. Understand where your jobs are that you're getting leads from and the jobs that are most profitable. Do some analysis around that. Understand, this is where I always kind of like to leave these type of thoughts. When you look at a marketing dollar and you look at ROI, you got to remember 70 cents of every marketing dollar is on branding, recognition, and trust. And that last 30 cents helps bring home those leads and those conversions. The more money that you invest getting people to know you, to like you, to trust you, the easier the conversions get. Don't go with the widespread shotgun approach. None of that. Let your data tell the story. Look in Dripjobs, see where you're doing jobs in the most zip codes, and focus those marketing dollars where you're already having success.
Boom. Love it. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you for jumping on a Tuesday, and maybe you'll see us again together soon. In the meantime, if you want to listen to this, we'll put it on the podcast, and you'll be able to watch the replay. See you.